Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And it's another Grand National show this week on the Podblast as we are off to air for the 2025 Scottish Grand National meeting, and we're covering 3 races from their Saturday card, including the big race of the day, the Coral Scottish Grand National, and then we stay in Scotland for our next round of Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. But racing first as always, and to air we go, starting with the Scottish Champion Hurdle, due off at 2:15, first of our 3 races under analysis this week. Welcome along, mate. Welcome along, Ben. And you can start us off with that one, the Scottish Champion Hurdle, off at 2:15.
Yeah, morning, Tony. Yep, the Scottish Champion Hurdle. 12 set to go to post for this one. 4 from Willie Mullins as he starts to swamp the Skeltons with his multiple runners and all the big races. I narrowed this one down to 3. Dysart, Enos, Valgrand and Carafon. Dysart Enos came into this season unbeaten in her 6 career starts and started off well. Finished 3rd in the Greatwood Hurdle at Cheltenham in November. Disappointed both runs since then, though. But I think there are legitimate excuses for both those efforts. Finished 7th of 12 in the Ladbrake Hurdle at Ascot in December. She was 100 to 30 favourite that day, but that was an easy effort to forgive. Track Ascot wasn't suiting hold-up horses that day. Last time out, she finished 8th of 10 in the Mares Hurdle at Cheltenham. I'd be confident enough she didn't stay the trip there. That was her first try at 2 mile 4, and she folded tamely to face up the hill at the line. So the step back to 2 miles looks a smart move, and she's one I think there's plenty to offer still in handicaps. Dysart Enos. Valgrand, another that disappointed on recent starts. In fact, he only beat 1 home in the County Hurdle last time out and only beat 1 home on the start prior to that at Kempton over Christmas. His start before that at Cheltenham's December meeting, that saw him finish 10th of 14. So on the face of it, Valgrand's coming here in poor form. But for me, just think they've got the tactics all wrong with him on those runs. They've held on to him out the back or in midfield on all 3 of those runs. I just think he's a much, much better horse when front running or helping force the pace. If they return to those sort of forceful tactics here, then I think he's got a big chance off his mark of 1-3-2 Valgrand. And Carafon is the other I mentioned on my shortlist. He's one of the Willie Mullins 4. He's an unexposed type after only 6 hurdle starts. This is only his 2nd run in a handicap. He's another that's coming off a disappointing effort at Cheltenham. He ran in the Martin Pipe Hurdle over 2 mile 4 where he finished a well-beaten 21st of 24, but that was the longest distance he'd raced over, and he likely just didn't stay his trip. This will be more like it for him, like 2 miles, and he could outrun his odds here. Carafon. Of that 3, I'd be siding towards Dysart Enos. I think this drop back and trip will suit her. And Fergal O'Brien, he's got some solid stats with his hurdlers at Ayr. 8 wins and 3 placed from just 15 runners. So Dysart Enos for me in the Scottish Champion Hurdle. Tony, what you got for the Scottish Champion Hurdle?
Yeah, Ben, I've got Valgrand on it as well. Progressive hurdler last term. But this season not exactly going to plan, is it? Not disgraced in the County Hurdle though at the festival. But I think you can expect better here, so I'll leave that one to you, mate. I've got Cabral du Matin, good form in only 3 starts this season, including a win at Kempton on handicap debut, and promising 2nd of 12, beating a short head in a grade 3 contest. Cabral du Matin, I think he's still an each-way price at 5.11 to 2 in places, and I think you can get an each-way, a little cheeky each-way on him. And also Bunting, 1 of 4 in the race for trainer Willie Mullins, and the only runner to make the trends for me in the colours of Brighton owner Tony Bloom. I think he could be a lively outsider. He was last seen pulling up at Cheltenham behind Jimmy Desoy in the Coral Cup when he was forced to race wide. He was racing prominently, but anyway, he was ended up pulled up. Jockey said the gelding ran too freely, so hopefully That was Paul Townend as well. Danny Mullins is on him here, and hopefully he can settle a little bit earlier bunting. And he's around 10-1 at the minute, so it'll be worth keeping an eye on whether Tony Bloom puts his hand in his pocket and the price comes down a little bit. The other one as well, I have to give a mention to. I think he's just a bit of a big price in the colours of JP McManus for training Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville. He's under control. 4 starts last season in Grade 2 and Grade 3 company in competitive hurdle contests. Returned to action in November in the Grade 3 Greatwood hurdle, but unfortunately pulled up in that race. And I think there's a lot better to come from. He's only a 6-year-old as well. He's under control. So there's plenty to like about her, rather, should I say. A mare by Dr. Dino out of a See the Stars mare as well. So under control, a little bit big at around, yesterday when I was looking at the race, he was 25-1. He's now 16-1. So that could be interesting there, under control. But for me, bunting at around 10s and Cabral de Matan, and I'm with you on Valgrand as well there, mate. That could run a big race. On to the 255, the Mares Handicap Hurdle. It's a Class 2 handicap over 3 miles, half a furlong, Ben. What do you fancy here?
Yeah, I got this one down to 3. La Vida Adiva, Roccola, Vogue, and Ottazzini. La Vida Adiva was an impressive winner of a listed mares race at Kelso last time out, winning by 9 lengths that day. That was our first try over a 3-mile trip. The performance was backed up by the clock as well. She posted a high pro-form speed figure that day, so the visual impression she created, that was backed up by the figures. I think the £6 rise she received for that one could prove to be lenient. And La Vida Adiva does look one that should have plenty more still to come over these staying trips. Roccola Vogue, also a last time out winner. She won at Musselburgh last month over 2-mile 4. She steps up to 3 miles for the first time here. Her jumping hasn't been great so far, but it's not stopped her winning, and she might just find the slightly slower pace they'll go over 3 miles. That might just help her jump with a bit more fluency. She's by Jukebox Judy, and she does hold plenty of stamina influences in her pedigree, so I can definitely see this longer trip suiting here. Roccola Vogue. Ottazzini is the other on my shortlist. She actually ran 4th in this last year, and that was a better run than it looked. Yeah, the race was run on soft ground last season, and Ottazzini generally needs good to soft or quicker to be her best. She's 0 from 10 on soft ground, compared to 3 from 9 on good to soft or quicker. Gets the better ground this year, and she does go well under conditions she'll meet with. Good to soft or quicker, Class 2 level or below on trips further than 2-mile 5, where she has 3 wins from 5. That's all 3 of her career wins. I can see Ottazzini could run well again here. Not the easiest race to pick apart though, but I'm going to cover 2 of my shortlist. That 2 will be La Vida Adiva and Roccola Vogue. Around 4-1 for La Vida Adiva and around 13-2 for Roccola Vogue. That 2 for me in this. Tony, what you got for the Mares Handicap?
Yeah, I'll jump in on Ottazzini then. I'll have Ottazzini as one of my selections. Certainly she's on the short list. Irish raider for trainer Stuart Crawford. Winner over course and distance in November in a handicap hurdle off a £7 lower mark. A couple of second place efforts in listed companies since as well for Ottazzini, and I think she can go well in this. She was second at Kelso last time out, beaten 9 lengths by La Vida Adiva, who I think can go well, who is also on my short list at around 7-1. Won over a similar trip at Kelso on later start, good to soft ground, beating 5 rivals and Ottazzini by 9 lengths off a £6 low mark, and under today's pilot as well. So we've got La Vida Adiva, Brian Hughes in the saddle there for Ruth Jefferson, and I think that can go well at around 4-1. I wouldn't put anybody off the rest of my shortlist. Ruby Island, the Lord Maid for trainer Tom Lacey, and also Pinot Rouge for Susan Corbett, with Jack Power claiming 5 in the saddle there. Absolutely everything's gone wrong, or could go wrong, for Pinot Rouge. Out of form since December, but is better than the bare form suggests, and could run into a place under the very talented claimer Jack Power. But La Vida, Adiva and Ottazini for me in that one. On to the big one itself, the 3:35 Scottish Grand National, Class 1 handicap over 4 miles, Ben.
Yep, Scottish Grand National, Mullins on the attack again here. He fires 6 bullets at this, one of which makes my shortlist. That shortlist being McDermott, the Nip Hand, Famous Bridge, Rock My Way, Henry's Friend, and Sail Away. McDermott obviously won last year's renewal. He's £5 higher this time around. Not shown any level of form in his 4 starts since winning this last year, but all 3 of his career wins have come in the month of April. He's 3 from 3 in April. He's 0 from 11, 2 places all other months. So it's not impossible that he just peaks bang at this time of year. He's still only a 7-year-old. He's only had 7 handicap chase starts, so he's not got many miles on the clock. And I don't think him recording back-to-back Scottish national wins is out of the question at all, McDermott. The Nip Hand, he runs for Team Twiston Davies, and he's shown some steady improvement this season. And as a 7-year-old with only 7 chase starts to his name, he should still have plenty more to offer over fences. He gets his prime conditions to shoot for here. Trips of 3 miles or further, and a flat or slightly undulating track where he is 5 wins and 3 places from 10 starts. That's all 3 of his career wins. And the Nip Hand is one who is definitely high on my shortlist. Henry's Friend, he's another worth consideration. He was inconvenienced by the false starts when last seen in the Ultimate at Cheltenham. Then he found himself out of position from the standing start and just had to use up too much petrol at a vital stage of the race to try and get himself into contention that day. And then he pretty much had nothing left for the climb for home up the hill. That was only his 6th handicap chase start, and he's possibly not done improving yet, Henry's Friend. And Sail Away, he's the other I'm going to mention from my shortlist. He finished 2nd last time out at Warwick. He's a horse that needs a very specific set of conditions to run to his best. Now, those conditions being handicaps over 3 miles or further, a mark of 136 or less, and good ground, where he has 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3 from 6 starts. Both his wins to date have also come in April and May. He does seem to be at the peak when we reach the spring months. It's currently good to soft at Ayr, but there's no rain forecast until Saturday evening. I could see the ground drying out to good by the time the National comes around, possibly before that. And if that does happen, then Sail Away will have bang ideal conditions to shoot for the Skeltons, and they're probably going to need a big win at some point Saturday to keep Mullins at bay. In truth, as a race, I still need to do a bit of digging into. It's one of those I'm kind of going round in circles a bit, but of my shortlist, the one that interests me the most right now is the Nip Hand, and I think 14-1, 60-1 looks good value for a horse that's still very much on the up. So the Nip Hand for me, Tony. What you got for the Scottish Grand National?
Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes here. Nip Hand was 7th on a short list of 6, so I had to leave him out. I've got Henry's Friend, Our Power, Famous Bridge, Surrey Quest, Chosen Witness, and Spanish Harlem on my short list. Chosen Witness, one of 6 in the race for trainer Willie Mullins. Not many miles on the clock for his age, and only 3 starts over the larger obstacles. It is a race on the trends for well battered, hardened and battered steeplechasers. But I think on handicap debut, Chosen Witness is very, very interesting for me from a trainer point of view as well. As you say, he's got 6 in the race. Henry's Friend, I'm with you. I won't put that one up because you're putting it up, Ben. So certainly very much in the Henry's Friend Cup winner at Newbury in December before decent 8ths of 24, beating 28 lengths in the Grade 3 Ultima Handicap at the Cheltenham Festival. So I'm with you on that one. Famous Bridge travels well in his races and has won at this venue together with a win at Haydock over 3 miles, 4.5 furlongs in February, could be the recipe for a big run here from Famous Bridge. Surrey Quest was beaten a nose in this race 12 months ago. We could be talking about him trying to keep his crown. Surrey Quest unseated behind Henry's Friend at Newbury in December, but overall has been running well in defeat in 3 starts since November, and he was beaten a nose, as I say, in this 12 months ago. So Surrey Quest can go well at 11-1. Henry's Friend at 14-1, and Famous Bridge at 28-1. And my 3 for the Scottish National. Right now is on to the football in Scotland.
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeezy peeps, man.
Yes, it's time for round 34, top, middle and bottom. An update on the current state of play, please, Ben.
Yeah, no winners for either of us last week. -4 to us both. Highlight of last week being Dumbarton clearly took the hump at me saying they won't win 2 away games on the bounce. So what did they go and do? They went to Kelly Hearts and they absolutely tanked them 6-0.
Wow.
Jeezy peeps, man. I mean, come on, Dumbarton. I mean, I don't know. Current totals are
Ben, didn't one of our Matthew Rennie or something?
Don't worry. I'm coming to Martin.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
I'm coming to Ronaldo. Don't worry. Current totals, me plus 15.48, Tony minus 48.86. And as you say, before I get on to this week's selections, quick word for one of our sponsored players, Clyde's Martin Rennie.
Yes.
Who this week was voted as Division 2 Player of the Month for March. Go on, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Very much. That's what they call him, Ronaldo. Very well done to Martin Rennie for landing that. Top work. Great stuff. Kyle Connell, our other sponsor player, also scored last week. He also missed a penalty, which would have made it 2-2, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. But, yeah, Martin Rennie, good man. But back to the top, middle and bottom. Starting with top, Partick Thistle to beat Hamilton at 5-6. It's getting tight for the final playoff place. Partick will want to get straight back to winning ways after going down to a last-minute winner by Airdrie last week. I think they should be too strong for Hamilton at home, so Partick for me in the top section. In middle, Alloa to beat Annan at 21-20. Alloa slipped out the top 4 in recent weeks, but they're coming off a good win at Stenhousemuir last week. I'll take them to back that one up with a victory over poor Travellers Annan, so Alloa for me in the middle. And bottom, Edinburgh City to beat Elgin City at 5-4. Edinburgh have been in good form at home recently, winning 4 of the last 5, scoring 16 in the process. I'll take them to get the win here and almost guarantee a playoff place for themselves. My top, middle and bottom is top Partick, middle Alloa, bottom Edinburgh City. I'm going nowhere near dodgy Dumbarton. Tony, where you go?
Falkirk to beat Ayr at 19-20. Falkirk are within touching distance of the title. And I think they'll be too strong for Ayr here, who will have their eyes on the Scottish Grand National anyway. So a Falkirk win to kick things off for me, 19-20. 19-20 is a good price. Arbroath to beat Stenhousemuir at 17-20. A win here will see Arbroath crowned as League One champions, and they should be able to take care of Stenhousemuir side, who are winless in their last 5 matches. So Arbroath here for me. What a double that is, and what a treble this is. Stirling are unbeaten. Stirling to beat Stranraer. Stirling are unbeaten in 7 at home against Stranraer, and I'm going to take them to continue their late push for the playoff places with a win at home to Stranraer. And well done, Martin Rennie as well, not Matthew.
No,
Ronaldo, fantastic. So Falkirk to beat Ayr, Arbroath to beat Stenhousemuir, Stirling to beat Stranraer. Many thanks for listening and putting up with my block nose again. Thanks for listening to Racing Podblast. Very best luck with your bets at Ayr this weekend, especially in the Scottish National. You can catch me on 3B's Radio every morning, and Ben over on narrowingthefield.co.uk. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers, Don.
Thank you.